Greetings, I am Dr. Peter Resnick, and welcome to my Face Reading Secrets of the People in the News session. If you're interested in the subject of face reading, you can watch on YouTube my Introduction to Face Reading and Face Reading 101 Part 1, in which I talk about profiles, which are embodiment of temperaments, and the faces that are the embodiment of our personality. But today is actually our first reading session, and God willing, I will continue doing it every Thursday. I will choose one person and do analysis of his or her personality and temperament. As I shared with you in the Face Reading 101, the face, which in Greek is persona and literally means a mask, is the embodiment of our personality that accounts for only 10% of who we are. The profile is the embodiment of our temperament. It is 90% of who we are. It's our inherent characteristics with which we come into this world. Indeed, anyone who has more than one child knows you treat them the same way, they grow up in the same environment, but boy, they're different. So, as I do the reading, I will first speak about the persona, the face, that which we present to the world. That which we developed in response to our upbringing. And then I will look at the person's profile and see who this person really is. I was thinking about who would be the first person, because today is our first session. And the winner is Mr. Donald Trump. Like him or not, but he makes the news these days. So let's look at his face. His face is what we call the Mars face. I will quote him, "It's always good to be underestimated." And indeed, a lot of people underestimated Donald Trump. So what's his face telling us? The Mars face is usually a person who is very action-oriented, impatient. They do not have patience to address issues. Instead, they fight to get their way. They have short attention span, particularly when young, they move from relationship to relationship. They have short fuse. But now remember, I said when they're young, but we don't know what kind of a face Donald Trump had when he was young. Right now, he has a face of Mars. So they're generous. They shower you with love if you're lucky to be in their favor, and they're ready to kill you if you're not. Now, Mr. Trump's eyes are usually slightly squinted, which means he does not trust you till you really prove that you're trustworthy. His ears are large and far from the skull, meaning he's independent, follows the beat of his own drum. The corners of his lips are clearly moving down, which means that he has experienced a lot of disappointments in the past and is bitter about some things from the past. There is a ridge between his lower lip and his chin, meaning he is skeptical. His eyes are pale blue, which tells us that he is naturally detached, which probably was quite good for him as a businessman. You cannot be elated with every victory and fall apart with each loss. And the powerful Roman nose tells us that he knows how to get his way. His eyebrows are straight across, stubborn. Do not expect him to quit. And these are qualities pretty much of the Mars, typical Mars. But now, and that's what we see him exhibiting to us. But now let's look at Donald Trump's temperament, which is embodied in his profile, and we'll know about his energy type and how he came into this world and what drives him underneath of his mask. So his profile is what we call sanguine lymphatic, and we'll learn a little later why he is primarily sanguine. A lymphatic is only a part of his temperament, and it came about with age as he gained some weight. So sanguines are physical, very active, muscle coordinated, pretty much corresponding with what his face is telling us. They love sports and competition. They're short distance runners, meaning physically they need breaks, and mentally they have shorter attention span, uh, and they need to change scenes. They need to go from one activity to another. Also, they need breaks because of the energy that is not limitless. And a nice nap for 20-25 minutes during the day will probably do more good for sanguine than an extra hour of sleep at night. They're territorial, acquisitive, generous. They have short temper, get easily bored, and they're great communicators. So Ronald Reagan, who was called a great communicator, was also a sanguine. They're fun to be with. Now, these are the characteristics of the sanguine. But the characteristics and the features of the sanguine is the tilted forehead and the chin that is sticking out. And the corner of the jaw goes down straight from the ear, and almost under 90 degrees goes toward the chin. But here you do not see actually the corner of the jaw because of the neck and whatever you want to call it, flesh or fat. But that makes a person lymphatic. But remember, the upper part from the hairline to the eyebrows is intellectual. From the bridge of the nose to under the nose, social, emotional, and from under the nose to the chin is physical material. So in the physical world, Donald Trump became more lymphatic. So what are the lymphatics qualities? They're also physical, but they're long distance runners, meaning Donald Trump with age learned to conserve his energy and is able now to, at least in the last 15, maybe 20 years, maybe 10 to 20 years, since he gained this little weight, he's able to focus for longer time and to work for longer time, longer stretches. They're long-term planners, they're orderly, very much unlike sanguine. So we have now two competing characteristics within Donald Trump. They're digestive, take a lot of information in and able to sort it out. They're self-sufficient, tolerant, accepting, moral, and visionaries. These are very interesting four qualities: tolerant, accepting, moral, and visionaries, which are not so much qualities of a sanguine, but with age, Donald Trump developed those qualities. One more thing I would like you to look at is I found photographs of Donald Trump at younger age, and you can see his face was not the face of the Mars, but the face of the Venus. And Venus is reconciliatory, patient, likes to make peace between people, more yielding, more gentle. That's how he was. And with age, as his face moved a little south and became Mars, he became more straightforward, more confrontational, which happens with a lot of people because they get tired of appeasing other people. And what you see in the profile is clearly that Donald Trump was a sanguine. The jaw moves straight down, then forward toward the chin. But the interesting thing here is that he looks, if you look at his profile, even though he's a sanguine, it looks like his forehead is tilted back and the chin is slightly receding if you look from the nose down. So even though he's a sanguine, he has what we call a nervous cast. And we know that nervous temperament is more sensitive than any other temperament. They're more creative. So these are qualities that Donald Trump had when he was younger, probably retaining them, but with age he covered them again with this perseverance and will and stubbornness, and some patience that he acquired as he gained weight. These are characteristics of Donald Trump, and that will be all for today, but I'm looking forward to next week. I will choose the next person of the week, And you're welcome to send me an email and ask me questions or suggest another candidate for face reading. You can find my email on my website under contact, drpeterreznik.com. And thank you for being with me today.